Welcome to The Right Stuff from Goldspot Pens, a podcast that guides you from pen noob to aficionado in less than 20 minutes. I'm your host, Tom Otto. In this episode, I offer my top picks for fall pens, inks, and notebooks. Hang out until the end, and I'll give away something on my desk. I hate to break the bad news, but summer is coming to an end. While some of us, myself included, will miss the long sunny days spent by the pool, I know there are many who are looking to embrace the chill in the air, fall leaves, flannel, and pumpkin spice everything. This video is for the latter group of pen pals like Jerry Carter, who asked this question in our previous episode. What pen, ink, and notebook combo do you recommend for the fall season? Jerry, I'll do better than just one combo. How about 5? Let's start things off with a warming coffee combination that will have you writing daily with your morning cup. This is the Sheaffer 100 Coffee Edition fountain pen. It has a beautiful ombre style. It's matte finished, so you could feel there's a bit of some just smooth finished texture to the cap and barrel. And to top everything off, this pen has a little coffee cup on top of the finial that has a little heart in it. And if you think the theme wasn't enough described on the pen itself, the pen comes in a package that looks just as decadent as the pen itself. This is the Sheaffer 100 packaging, includes a little fun bookmark. It has a nice, very soft interior that's on here, and then it also includes 2 different ink cartridges, the Sheaffer compatible fountain pen ink cartridges in black and blue, and also the pen itself includes a converter as well, so you could fill it up using bottled ink. The Sheaffer 100 is available in either fine or medium nib sizes. There's a stainless steel nib that's on here for $64.95 retail. It's on sale for $51.96. And to go with the coffee themed of the Sheaffer 100, I picked out Robert Oster Cafe Crema, which is a beautiful shading ink that seems to just have the full range of colors present in the pen's ombre finish. You could find the Robert Oster ink $18 for a 50 milliliter bottle. And then to go along with the pen and ink, you have the Rhodiorama Gold Book. It's an A5 size notebook that has a flexible, soft cover, available in lots of different colors, and this one I believe is called Chocolate. It has a smooth faux leather sort of look. Inside, there are beautiful ivory colored pages, 90 GSM paperweight, Clairefontaine paper. As you would expect with most bullet journal, or most journals these days have page numbers. This also has a table of contents, which is basically your index. It also includes a perpetual calendar that's undated, so you could then fill in whatever year that you're working on here. And also has future pages, so you could jot out your next 6 months to a year. And of course, it also includes many of the other accoutrements you would expect with a classic sort of notebook like this, like a Leuchtturm, or this is a Rhodia version. Is they have 2 different page bookmarks. You have elastic loop for your pen. You have a inner back pocket to include various other things, and just overall a very well put together notebook that you could use all year round, and then pair it, of course, with your fall pens and inks when the time comes. And you can find the Rhodia Gold Book on the Goldspot Pens website for $31.95 in all the various colors, and this is the A5 size. Next, compose a symphony of words with a harmonious fall pen pairing. This is the Opus 88 Harmony fountain pen. It's a relatively new model that we just launched on the website. It has shimmering, swirling, and chatoyant acrylic resin, which isn't usual for Opus. They tend not to have such types of acrylic resins in their pens. They also don't use rose gold trim most of the time, but this model does have a rose gold trim. It also has a rose gold pocket clip, which is a pretty tight clip. On top of the finial, there's a mirror polished finial topper that has the Harmony engraved on it as well. And this is the nib, which is a number 6 size Jowo stainless steel nib, available in fine, medium, or broad. Now, as with other Opus 88 pens, the Harmony is an eyedropper fill system, so nothing comes out because there is no cartridge converter. You would drop ink directly into the barrel and then operate the pen using the shutoff valve to allow ink to flow up into the pen whenever, let's say you're writing for a very long time. But then you could close off the shutoff valve when, let's say, you're traveling, changing in air pressure, flying, what have you, or you're outside and it's a very hot day. Shut that ink reservoir off from the rest of the pen so that way you don't have any accidental leaking or burping. And besides this handsome brown color, there's also a red-black version you can find on our website, and both styles are available for $167. Next, I paired this Opus 88 pen with Diamine Autumn Oak, which is a shading golden orange that evokes a scene of fall foliage when you just check out all of those beautiful colors that are inside there, which it just radiates to me. It says autumn leaves, it says bright sunshine. It's just a beautiful, beautiful color. You could find this color on our website for $8 if you want the 30 ml version, or if you want the extra large 80 ml, it would be $17. And then to complement the pen and ink, I have a Clairefontaine Neo Deco notebook in the pumpkin finish, which is an A5 size, similar to the Rhodia that we're looking at. And it also has 90 GSM paper in a ruled format. So it's a pretty wide rule. I think it's college rule, I believe. So it has some decent amount of space for writing on here. It has a saddle stitched binding, so you could open it up and you can see the stitching right down the middle there. You can find this notebook for $11 on the Goldspot website. If you're not into fountain pens and still want to embrace fall writing, this next one's for you. This is the Retro 51 Tornado Autumn Orange Rollerball pen. It's part of their Seasonal Touch edition, which is basically taking a classic lacquer style pen. It's plain, no decorations or drawings or any illustrations or acid etching like you'd see in other retros. It's just straight plain lacquer, but they rough it up with a matte texture to kind of give it that warm, sort of inviting feeling that comes with the colorings that they've picked for this series, which they have 3 different styles. This is autumn orange, like I mentioned, and there's also juniper green and a dusk blue. The pen operates using the twist action mechanism that's at the back of the pen. This knurled twist top here engages the retractable tip, and you could also write with this using either a Parker style refill or the refill that comes with it, which is the Ref 5P capless rollerball. It's black initially, but I'm going to show you something to switch things up a little bit and actually match the pen with the ink. So I couldn't pair this rollerball pen with fountain pen ink because it doesn't fill using fountain pen ink. I can hack this. I did show you on a YouTube video previously how to hack this refill to write with fountain pen ink. But for those who maybe just want a quick solution and don't necessarily want to play with fountain pen ink, I have a better one for you. Basically, the Tornado Rollerball pen also uses Parker style type ballpoint refills. So Monteverde has a rainbow of different types of soft roll ballpoint refills available in different colors, and of which one of them is orange. So replacing the refill that came with the pen initially, putting the spring on top of the replacement refill, the nose cone, inserting it back into the barrel, and then screwing the nose cone back on, and you have yourself a different color refill, different type of writing experience too, because the rollerball type refill has a more fluid, like wetter type of experience, whereas the ballpoint refill is a little bit on the drier side, but it will probably last a lot longer. So this refill matches then this pen, so you could write in orange with your orange pen. And for $4.50, it's kind of a nice little upgrade just to customize your writing experience a little bit more and add that personality and enjoy the fall colors in your pen. And to go with a classic everyday carry type of pen, I go with a classic everyday carry type of notepad, which is a Rhodia pad. These are some of the most useful pads that we carry on the Goldspot website. And of course, Rhodia, their branding is orange and black, so it kind of goes along with the fall theme as well. It's just super simple to use. The cover folds over. You have the Rhodia logo on the inside here. And write notes, jot down memos, ideas, test pens. That's what I do with mine. I test pens all the time. I use them for all of the YouTube Shorts videos. This is 80 GSM paper, so it's a little bit like lighter paper quality than the Clairefontaine and the Rhodia Gold Book, but still pretty solid in terms of being able to handle fountain pen ink. And on top of that, you can use this kind of like as a post-it note almost, where you could tear away the pages using the micro perforated seam that's on the top here, and they tear away nice and clean, so you don't have to worry about jagged edges ruining like the aesthetic of things. There are several formats available of these notepads, of which this is the line, but there's also blank, dot grid, graph paper, so there's a lot of different ways that you could use this, and there's a lot of different sizes. This is the 4x6 size, but they come in a whole bunch of different arrangements, so they could fit exactly what you need them for. And this is $4.50 for the 4x6, but like I said, there's a lot of different sizes and the prices vary based on the size. Next, we're kicking it old school with a 70s inspired design aesthetic from Estabrook. These are the Back to the Land pens. This collection invites writers to touch grass and revisit the roots of nature and free expression. 3 colorways and 2 different types of fountain pens are available. This you have is Funky Lake, this is Quirky Leaf, and this is Incredible Rock. Unlike Estabrook's usual colorful marbled acrylic resins that you would see, the solid color of the Back to the Land pens has a very simple yet elegant appeal with some degree of translucency and a pop of contrasting color on the cap band. The SD writes with a number 6 size JoWo stainless steel nib. It's gold plated to match the metal accents of all of the different styles. And Back to the Land is a full release from Estabrook in that they really went crazy with the overall design of the packaging. Is all commemorative with this release. Even though this is not a limited edition, they still wanted to really incorporate the theme with everything that they do with this. So when you open up, this is the Funky Lake one. It has a kind of like a platform it sits on, which is a ruler. It includes an ink sample of what they matched is a Funky Lake ink, which I believe is being made by Diamine. And on top of that, they would include this really nifty magnetic pen holder, which you could slide your pen in. It's very soft, almost kind of like a suede material, and these flaps are magnetic, so that way, if you have a notebook, you could attach your pen to your notebook using the magnets. So pretty nifty solution, I think, and I think it's a nice extra little bonus gift. I know that these magnetic pen holders are available separately to purchase on the website. I think they're about $12. And I know that the inks that they're including with the Funky Lake and the Incredible Rock are not available in full bottle form yet, but I think they're coming out sometime soon. And with the Quirky Leaf, instead of the ink sample vial, you would get a nib cleaner, which is kind of like a little buffing cleaner that you would use after you fill your pen. Now, although both of these are sized to be the regular SD size, not the oversized version, there's 2 different versions of each color of pen. You have the standard cartridge converter version, and then you also have the button fill piston version, which only uses bottled ink and operates using this little plunger that's at the end of the pen, which has a very nice, satisfying, springy action and an ink window so you could see the ink filling into your pen. Now, the prices are what separates both of these versions of the pen. So for the standard cartridge converter version of the SD, you're looking at $195 retail. For the button fill version, which is this version, this is $225 retail. And both of them, you would see them on discount at goldspot.com. Now for an ink pairing, I went with a little something unconventional here. I wanted to kind of complement the oranges that you would see with something a little different. So this is Sailor Chushu, which is means fall gray, and it has a dusky purple quality that really, I think, contrasts itself nicely against most of the other oranges that you would find typically in other pens I was mentioning before. So then you also have an orange, which is one of the boldest, most fiery looking oranges that I could find, which is Pilot Irishizuku Yuyake. So you could find this is a very, very vibrant orange that I think would go well with a lot of different pens, but for something like this quirky leaf, it does accent the orange band that's on here, and I think it would look pretty nice if you wanted to kind of switch things up and make a little bit of a contrasting look with your pen. And for the Sailor ink, you would find a 20 milliliter bottle for $18. For the Pilot Irishizuku ink, you would purchase a bottle for $23.73, and it would be a 50 milliliter capacity. While you're adventuring back to the land to reconnect with nature, visit one of the USA's national parks with the covers of these Itoya Profolio Oasis notebooks. This is an A5 size, similar to the Rhodia Gold book and the Clairefontaine book we looked at. It has 160 pages. It is perfect bound, so it's not saddle stitched, so it lays nice and flat when you put it on the table. It has smooth, fountain pen friendly Japanese made paper with a very unique lined format that incorporates not only a dot grid but also somewhat of a very light grid going across as well, so you could vary and change. You could fine tune the way that you write your handwriting, so that way if your ascenders go a certain level up or down, like you could have them very, very consistent using those in-between lines that are just faintly dotted. And although each page does not have a page number, it does have a date that you could record on here, so you could use this as a daily journal, planner, whatever you need. There are also hash marks at the bottom and so at the top as well, so you could then divide the page into columns pretty evenly. You could use this as like let's say a garden planner, or you want to lay out something, you want to lay out a design for something, you could use that for that purpose as well. Not only does every notebook have a nice illustration of the national park it's themed after, but you can also find more information about that national park inside of the front cover, and also a little map illustration on the inside back cover as well. And you can find these notebooks on the Goldspot website for $17.99. I left the most expensive pen for last. We're ending this list in a blaze of glory with the Visconti Homo Sapiens Earth Origins Fire. And this pen is fire. Visconti incorporates Jonathan Brooks' stunning resin that swirls like an eruption of volcanic magma. To accent this beautiful material, Visconti trimmed the pen in glossy black metal appointments and a ruthenium finished 18-karat gold nib. This edition is limited to 388 pieces made, with the number engraved on the barrel band. Other hallmarks of the Visconti Homo Sapiens include the spring-loaded bridge arc clip, the hook lock safe mechanism to remove the cap in just like an eighth of a turn, and the double reservoir power filling vacuum system that operates with one stroke. The Earth Origins Fire is available on the Goldspot website for $1,195. That's retail price. It's on sale for $956. To go along with this pen, I picked an equally incendiary type of ink in Waringul's 1984, which is inspired by the dystopian novel from George Orwell. It has a deep purple-red base with red sparkle and a hint of sheen. Now, just word of warning, being that this is a vacuum filling pen, I would kind of be hesitant in throwing a shimmer ink in it, but I know people do it, that's fine. But Waringul's typically I find are pretty easy to clean out, like they're not like the most difficult inks to use, so I would kind of feel safe with this, but like I said, maybe want a little word of caution, being that you're putting so much ink in this particular pen. You can find Waringul's 1984 on the Goldspot website, $25 for a 30 milliliter bottle. To go along with this pairing, I picked another Itoya Profolio Oasis notebook, which is the plain brick red. So in contrast to the National Park one, this one has just a very simple paperboard cover. It's a little bit more flexible, still has the same really nice Japanese-made soft smooth paper, fountain pen friendly paper, and just doesn't have the artwork or the theme with the national parks on it, but still has all of the other functional aspects. And you can find this for $12.99 on the Goldspot website. I swatched all of the inks in this video using Wearingul's Ink Drop swatch cards, which have a special coating that on some of them, when you see just a thin layer of the ink, you can see the outline of where that coating is that encircles the droplet that's on the card. Now, Wearingul also has a maple leaf version of this card. So if you would love to swatch your fall inks on a fall themed swatch card, you also have these beautiful maple leaf swatch cards by Wearingul. And if you're interested in making your own fall inspired pen, paper, and ink combination, please feel free to use the product links in the description below to shop what you see on goldspot.com. Congrats go to Jerry Carter for being picked as the question of the week. You've won the Magna Carta Urban As You Write fountain pen with a Fude nib I mentioned in the previous episode. Email me at tom@goldspot.com to claim your prize. For this week's giveaway, which I hid because I didn't want to show you the giveaway, is a Girologio zippered leather case that includes some space for your pens, so 4 slots for pens, a divider, some business cards, a little key loop here, and I think you could also include a small notebook, potentially one of those Rhodia pads in there as well. So to enter, you must be subscribed to the Goldspot Pens channel, like this video, and leave a comment with a question you'd like for me to answer in a future episode. If I answer your question of the week, you win. If you'd like to see me write with the pens mentioned in this week's episode, you can check out Goldspot Pens YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, and TikToks for writing samples. Thank you for checking out this week's episode of the Write Stuff podcast by Goldspot Pens. Now go out there, put your pen to paper, and write stuff. Until next time, stay inky, my friends. Take care.